Today I would like to talk about a little bit. Today, today I would like to talk a little bit about why is it necessary to confront our fears in every opportunity that we have to do this. Because I've been improving for some time, let's say, and I have discovered that the best improvement comes from actually facing your fears. And I don't really know why that is. Although, I kind of do to some extent. I will start by telling you a story that's very, very recent. And it kind of correlates with what I'll say. So maybe it can kind of visualize you the whole thing, the whole concept. So and maybe I'll tell you more than one story. So, I'll tell you the first story that was very recent, the most recent story. Um, you know, for the past couple of days, I was kind of depressed because I really was working real hard, right, on my projects. I was trying to write a book, and I was doing a lot of things because I was like exercising 14 hours a week, and in addition I was studying, I was going to school, and I was writing the book. So it was a lot of things. um and but then I got my thumb injured because I was playing, and the spiker hit me. So 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 that kind of stopped my career for a second, and I could focus right here on maybe things that maybe are more important, to think through my future, to think through my present. And um, I still had things to work with, and I was working on them, but I was very sad. And the sad the, the sadness came from the fact that I really didn't have much people around me, because I'm really kind of obsessed about things that I do. Kind of, if I play volleyball, then I play volleyball full. If I go to some fight martial art classes, then I'm doing that full. If I'm writing, I'm doing it full. And there's a lot of things that I'm doing full, and there's some things that I can't do full then. And one of the things was actually social relationships. I have kind of abandoned them, and it wasn't so good. Um, and I got pretty sad by because of that. Right? We're social creatures. You wouldn't want to end up like me, so you better go socialize. So I thought I was sitting in my room. I was like, hey man, I gotta do something about this, because I'm not getting anywhere. I was starting to write out everything that I was, I don't know, anxious about, or I was sad about, depressed about, and maybe that would work out. Maybe that would solve my problems. Maybe that would solve my anxiety and depression. It wasn't depression. It was just a bad mood, let's say. So I was writing a lot, and then I figured, hey, that's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. I gotta do something. It's actually when you do something, something changes. That's what I also figured. It's not when you just write about something. Obviously, you have to write about things, because, for example, if you're after some trauma, then it's good if you write. That's the thing. But it's maybe better if you do something, because action is really the thing that sets you in the new position in the world. Let's say. So action, right? And I acted. I really didn't want to do what I had to do, because my friends were going out, and it wasn't really my friends. This was, a couple of my friends, but there was also a guy that I didn't know, and the guy wasn't very straight. I mean, straight. I'm not talking about sexual identity or whatever, but I'm talking about the thing. The guy was kind of pathological. And I don't have anything to pathological people because I have had an encounter with them and it went really well. But the thing is, I really had like a friction to go there and do something. And I really didn't want to, but I decided that, hey, if I want to do something, then I have to do it. And I did it. And it went very, very well. The next day I was invited to a movie. And then we went also with a group. And it was really, really, really good. And I was astonished because here's the thing. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go there and it's not gonna work because this guy is pathologic and I'm just gonna waste my time and it's probably going to be very, very bad. But it turned out that it's really, really good. And you know, and I felt the friction. I really didn't want to meet the guy, but the guy turned out to be real cool. You know, he was like a cool buddy. And well, the moral of the story is you ought not to stop yourselves from things that you don't know are completely wrong. And you know, it's maybe I really didn't say it very well, but you know, I'm kind of struggling with English. I'm not an English person. But what I mean is that if you don't know that something is completely and utterly wrong, and you think that it might actually work if you try it, then try it and see what happens. And if something bad happens, I say maybe it had to happen. Maybe it will work out in the future even better. So here's the thing. So I think this is real thing. Mm. There's this archetypal idea about the Dragon of Chaos. I think many people know about this because Peterson is talking about it. This very popular intellectual Peterson, Jordan Peterson. And well, I kind of got into those ideas, and the Dragon of Chaos is generally the thing that kind of scares you, right? Um, it's also chaos because it's a symbol of chaos, but it's also that's kind of how I conceptualize it, and I don't think it's a wrong conceptualization. Although you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's something like you want to do something new, but then you feel this friction. I think in even in neuroscience it's called limbic friction, right? It's limbic friction is the thing that you're just trying to wake up and go to the gym at for example 6 a.m. and you just feel like you're not doing it, right? This is the friction, and the same thing applies when you're just going out on stage. And for example, to me, when I'm recording this video now, because I'm not used to do that and I don't like to do it, but I do it because maybe it will bring some value to other people, and I hope that it will, maybe, right? So the Dragon of Chaos, and I figured the Dragon of Chaos is really only scary. And what I mean by that it's only scary, is that if you confront the Dragon of Chaos, it never wins. And that has been my experience for the last couple of years, actually 2 years, because I've started my journey like 2 years ago, because I've decided to put myself together, kinda, because maybe it wouldn't be such a bad idea, and so I did. And I have been in many situations that were very, very uncomfortable because I was confronting the fears every opportunity I had to do that, and it has never been the case that I have confronted something and then it was bad. It always worked out well for me. So for example, the gym. Let's say the gym. I really was so afraid of going to the gym because I had to come up to the person that's in the reception, and I had to, I don't know, establish some connection. Establish connection. Talk to them. Just talk to them. That was very hard for me to even talk to them. But I did. I did, and it was hella scary, but it was worth it because I could go to the gym now. It hasn't it became an explored territory that I could wander into and be not hurt, right? And the same thing applied with volleyball and many other things. But so here's the thing. Dragon of Chaos, that the thing that you fear of so badly, it's never that bad. Never is. So the Dragon of Chaos is only scary but cannot cause harm. That's how that I think it's a good way of conceptualizing the fears, right? Because fears are only scary but they're not real. It's kind of because obviously all they're real, right? Like, what do you mean real, right? Subjective real, the fear in a subjective is real, but in an objective it's not. It's not existent even in the objective kind, right? And the last thing I wanna bring up here is the Night in the Forest. And the Night in the Forest is also an archetypal idea. Also heard it from Peterson, but I think it's very interesting, and I want to mention it here. So there's this idea that you have a knight, and the knight will see the brightest light in the darkest part of the forest. And this sentence, generally speaking, means that if you will look where you least want to look, you will acquire the most new information and like useful information, and you'll build yourself up. And that certainly has been the case with me. I mean, you know, go where you don't want to go, and that will free you, you know, that will develop you. Another story, you know, I had a goal in this year, so that was I don't know how is it in which grade is it in American what do you call that system, but it's the second grade of high school in Poland, so I don't know, you would have to check that, but I got a goal for this grade that I would go to some martial art classes, and the reason was very simple. I was scared like hell of physical encounter, like really, really scared. And because, you know, I've been in my primary school, I've been beat up pretty sometimes, and that wasn't very good. But hell yeah, I went there and it was scary like shit, and I got kicked like a bitch and hit like a boxing what do you call that, a boxing bag, is that how it's called? I don't know. But you know what, I after the first training I have cried. Actually, I have cried, and then it has just became easy, and I'm not longer fearing of people like I have before. I really have found like a power in me, and so that's the thing. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's all I wanted to tell you today. I think this is very, 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 very important. I have a friend now, for example, and the guy is really struggling because he wants to go to a volleyball training. It's the same, what do you call that? Well, doesn't matter. Okay. He wants to go to the volleyball training that I attend. Not training, but I forgot the word completely. Right, doesn't matter. Alright, doesn't matter. My friend just wants to join a volleyball club. Oh, club, that's what I meant. And he struggles with it because, you know, if you join a club, then you have to go there to the club. You have to go on a gym hall, and you have to meet new people, and it's hard because maybe you're insecure of like 100 things, like you probably are, like everybody is, right? And then it's not gonna be so pretty. So it's hard, and you have this friction, you have this fears. There is this dragon of chaos that's lurking. But if you confront it, you'll win. You'll always win. And if you win, then well, man, you get the treasure, as Peterson says. You get the treasure, and I think it's worth to hunt for the treasure, because what else is it better to do in life? You know. I have another thing to say about this, but this will be in a new video. But thank you for watching.